That's the Western Conference. Let's then slide to the least exciting of the two Eastern Conference games. The upset kids from Atlanta travel to rivals Orlando in the Eastern Conference semifinals. Atlanta are riding the high of Miami being not good and then barely scraping by. Some are calling it the biggest upset in MLS history. Those some forget that Red Bull beat Columbus, which is a much better team, and Red Bull are a much worse team. Um,
That's not what the plate says.
well, they're riding the high of knocking out Miami, the refusal of Dax McCarty retire, and Brad Guzan probably taking horse tranquilizer because that's the only explanation for what he's done. Orlando beat Charlotte in 3 games with penalties at the end and some maybe sketchy referee work. We talked about that before. If we think about this logically, and by logically, I mean, what does Daddy Don want to see happen, right? Clearly, the story of Atlanta's Cinderella run, Dax in the twilight of his career, not wanting to give in just yet, the team that dumped all of its star players, making this dream run, look at the parity of the league, blah, 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 blah. Um, that's probably where the ratings are going to go through the roof. And if they continue to go on, right? On the other hand, Orlando needed a bit of help from the referees to beat Charlotte, the brick wall that was Christian Kalina, goalkeeper of the year. And knowing that tranked up Brad Guzan is 12 times the goalkeeper of Chris Kalina, they're probably going to struggle, and Atlanta's definitely going to move on, right? Is that what you're predicting?
I mean, you took the words right out of my mouth. I couldn't have said it better myself. I mean, I think there should have been more Brad Guzan propaganda in there, but overall, I think, 9 out of 10, no notes. So I talked about it before with LAFC Seattle. Regular season performance does not indicate postseason success. I'm throwing that all out of the window in this case because I'm going off of vibes and I want the vibes to continue. Atlanta has beat Orlando twice this year. Shockingly, I know. They beat them 2-0 at home and then 2-1, I think, last game of the season. It's, I mean, clearly the regular season shows you it's very much possible for this team to win. They're carrying a ton of momentum right now after beating Miami, right? Like Orlando, super tight series. They squeeze through, but technically they're the higher seed. They are supposed to be the ones that move on. There's not necessarily this, wow, we did the David Goliath and we came out on top. Like we're unstoppable. We can beat anybody. We beat Messi. We could beat anybody. That feeling I have to imagine has been filling the Atlanta locker room. I think, and again, I'm going based off of me wanting this to continue, but I think that momentum is going to carry them. I'm gonna back the boys, and I know it's gonna be a mistake, but I'm gonna back the boys on a 2-1 Atlanta win in Orlando to move on. This team, if Atlanta, say what you want about Atlanta, as bad as they've been over a few seasons, the last few seasons, the one thing they know how to do is show up against Orlando.
You're not wrong there. You're not wrong there. But here's where I'm going to have to burst your bubble, friend. Orlando Charlotte should not have been as close as it was. Orlando dominated so many aspects of the last 2 games. I think they were really unlucky not to get out of it in two. What I will say though is that they played a team that intentionally gave them space. They dominated possession, shots on goal. Charlotte was not pressing high at all. Back four has been solid. Janssen and Schlegel forming a pretty good partnership, but they're not mistake prone. That's how Charlotte scored their goal. Janssen tried to clear ball and just straight up missed it. So, the way that Atlanta plays, trying to get at them with speed, can hurt them. If Atlanta tries to do what they did against Miami, I think Orlando at home beats them. I don't think they necessarily have the talent or the ability to do much else at the moment except sit in and counter. And Charlotte tried that and failed. I don't see Atlanta having much more success than Charlotte did. Atlanta did the MLS Lord's work. They took away Miami. They made everybody massively, massively proud and celebrated. But I got them going out to Orlando. I've got Orlando winning this one. I think I wouldn't be shocked if it is in extra time or something really late though, because like I said, Brad Guzan's they're probably not going to test him. So whatever he's on, he'll get away with it one more time. And they've got a bit of speed up top as well, right? The game in transition with Tiare and it looked really good. But yeah, the Orlando's back line's better than Miami. And I don't think they're going to have as many clear-cut breakaways like they did against Miami. So I got Orlando here in a tight game, but yeah, it's Orlando.
Keep that same energy. That's fine. That's fine. Get on the hater train. one-way ticket to Loserville.